Hey there. Earlier today in my webinar, I spoke about the genius that is within each of us based on our ID. And what we were doing, we're unpacking the 8 different directions of the 4 instinctive drives. Today we were focused on the avoid verify drive. And I was talking about what's the genius attached to that drive. When I say genius, what I've found in my years of working with ID is that every single direction has like this incredible gift, almost like a psychic type ability with each drive. And as we go through each week, I'm going to highlight what I've found that genius element to be. Now, these are not just talents that are almost like skills and natural strengths. These are truly things that are like unexplainable. In many cases, you don't even have to try and do them. They just what shows up when you show up in stride. So you don't have to try and deliver these strengths or this genius. What you've really got to focus on is making sure that you're in stride and that you're at your very best. And if you are, then it's like a shadow in the most positive way of what shows up when you do. When you walk through the door, based on your ID, whatever your strongest drives are, something comes in with you. So when we were talking about the avoid verify drive, what I was talking about was, first of all, this ability to just have this equality that sort of gets cast across the group, because you don't see people as hierarchical, as someone better or worse than another based on their title, their age, their experience. It's like people are on an equal playing field. You tend to see things horizontally, not vertically. This is if you're avoid verify. And so you bring this sense into the room of we're all equal. And therefore we're all accepted. Therefore we've all got something to contribute that is equally valued. And that's why, or one of the reasons why this particular drive, the avoid verify drive, does a very natural job of bringing diversity out of a group, because the diversity already exists, but not everyone feels empowered or safe or free to contribute their particular gifts and diversity. But when you're being facilitated or led by an avoid verifier who's got this natural, what I would call this genius ability to make everybody feel that they're equally valued and accepted, then it allows that to flow. The second part, I called this the black belt level of genius with the avoid verify drive, was the sense of empathy. It's like there's if you like cognitive or intellectual empathy that a verifier can do, because they can intellectually relate, but actually experiencing what it is that the person is going through, sharing or experiencing their feelings, their concerns, their excitement, and just being in that energy. That's what comes really naturally to the avoid verify. So much so that some people have said to me at the avoid verifiers, I feel like I can let people down because I can get so into their space. I don't actually, particularly when it's a problem, I'm not thinking about doing anything about it. I'm just there in the moment, experiencing that with them. But what it does do is it gives the person this incredible feeling of you get me. And that sense of connection and oneness and understanding is incredibly uplifting and supporting to somebody. And that you don't try and do that. It's what comes naturally, out of your bones, basically, because that's your instinct. Remember, an instinct is a drive. It's like a river that's flowing all the time in you. And so when you show up and you're able to be true to yourself, and if that's your particular drive, that's what flows through. Nobody else will bring that to the table like you do. What we can do is be in awe of it in you, and then link up with people who are different to us so that together we get this synergistic combination. And that's what makes understanding these differences and using them together so powerful.